Alright, what is up guys? Today we have another Marvel Rivals video for you today. And today we're going to keep this one short and sweet because quite honestly, even though I was somewhat nervous for this patch season 9.5, I was somewhat optimistic just because I was at the very least expecting the hood to at the very least be fun, and it seems like that is the case. He does seem fun. Of course, we don't have the exact details on what the hood is going to be able to do and what his team ups are looking like or who he's going to be teaming up with and so on and so forth. So it's going to be an interesting character for sure. However, the patch notes came out, and this is the part where I typically, or not typically, but this is my the thing that I mainly am looking forward to when it comes to a new season and so what and so forth. This is basically my my lottery, right? This is like the make or break. Am I gonna be pissed off for the rest of the season? Am I gonna have a little bit of fun? Like what's going on with the patch notes? And I'm gonna keep it straight up because I did read all this. It's hot garbage. It's mid at best, but overall this season needed a massive nerf to a lot of characters. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have buffed a single character. I would have just nerfed all the ones that are really annoying, and then I would have buffed a lot of the team ups that are just not that good, because at this point we already kind of know what team ups are worth using over the other, right? And so I feel like maybe nerfing a lot of the ones that are overused and maybe buff a little bit of the ones that are not that used at all, and would be probably the best thing we could probably do. But they kind of went a little too safe, I would say, and there's some stuff in here we're gonna go through it, but I mean, because the hood, even though he looks fun, he doesn't look like the character that's gonna fix a lot of the major issues in the game, right? Is he gonna survive the meta? I hope so. His shield is like a Magneto shield where it's indestructible, right? But it's an AoE, so that is really strong. That's probably his strongest tool in his tool belt. So enough of that. Let's just go ahead and read what we got here. So for Vanguards, we got Devil Dinosaur. Our prehistoric pal is beefing up his bite and making a bigger splash when he teams up. Increased maximum health percentage damage dealt by the first 4 attacks of Frenzied Feast from 5% to 8%, and the 5th attack from 10% to 12%. So this is the Frenzied Feast. This is the one where this is the attack where he does the rapid chomp attacks. It's the one where you want to make sure you applied bleed first and then do this attack, because then you get a lot of shields, and it seems like they're buffing up the damage. So this is really good. That is really good so far. And then when selecting a team up with Jeff, increase Surf and Turf maximum duration from 4 seconds to 5 seconds, and the healing effect on allies from 40 to 60. So they increased the duration, Surf and Turf, and the healing effect on allies. So yeah, the healing went up. It's okay. It's not bad. I think if Jeff's on team, I think it might be probably better to use this team up if Jeff's on the team. But if Jeff, because the good thing about Punisher is that you don't need Punisher on the team, because Punisher being on a team, all it does is it lets Punisher ride Devil Dinosaur, which is kind of not what you want, honestly. So I would say if Jeff's on the team, then yeah, go for it. This would be a pretty decent, I suppose, option. But if not, then just honestly just keep using the Punisher team up, the turret ones. All right, so next up is Doctor Strange. The Sorcerer Supreme is manifesting more mystical munitions and spinning maelstroms even faster with the Green Goliath. Increase Daggers of Danik single hit damage from 16 to 18 and projectile charges from 10 to 12. So this is a double buff, double damage buff, right? This is really, really, really good. Because honestly, Doctor Strange for the longest time, I've always said this, I honestly feel like his shield needs to block melee or something like that. Like, because his shield, poke is so strong, bro. Like, his shield just gets destroyed, man. It gets destroyed, and it's kind of the reason why most people use the Invis team up, just because the Invis team up, like, yeah, it's good that you get like a little bit of shields and it pulls them and all that, but it also, and there's the biggest part, it also increases the shield health as well, so you can hold your shield a little longer. So, you know, but this is good, right? This is just in general. Like, this has nothing to do with team ups and whatnot. This is just his general damage. So that's really, 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 really good. When selecting the team up with Hulk, reduce Gamma Maelstrom cooldown from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. So this is really strong as well. They very much don't want Gamma team up to be the way it used to be back in season 0. That was really crazy. Season 0 Strange and Iron Man were a completely separate beast. A lot of people didn't really take advantage of the Gamma team ups back in the day, because, you know, it was a brand new game. So, but this is really good. Even though Gamma team up doesn't do as much damage, the fact that you'll be able to spam it a lot more often, and then of course you'll be able to, my favorite is the fact that you don't have the reduced healing anymore. So this is pretty good, pretty decent. Magneto, this is the part I hate. When selecting the team up with Scarlet Witch, enhanced effect, the metallic chaos projectile hit now adds a minor launch up effect to enemies. Magneto needs a nerf. He's too strong. He's really strong. And so he's either really strong, or everyone else, every other tank is just so far behind. And, you know, in terms of like, because Magneto is really good in dealing with poke, because he himself is a really good like poke type character, because he can do really good damage. If you're not paying attention, Magneto can he can 2-tap you. Also, he has an invincible shield. He also has a really strong bubble for himself and a really strong bubble for an ally. And then his ultimate is really, really good. Even if you don't kill anybody, just the fact that you can absorb a lot of the damage and you can use it defensively is really, really strong. And of course, that's on top of the fact that they buffed the Magneto for his ultimate to be able to, you'll be able to like hold it slightly longer, and you'll be able to increase the damage of it as well. So Magneto is really strong, man. He's really, really strong. Really, really strong. You cannot go wrong picking Magneto, even if you're like solo tanking. He's really, really strong. And it's unfortunate because that's like, you can't really say the same for a lot of like Devil Dinosaur, Doctor Strange. And they even felt the need, for whatever reason, to buff Magneto with the Scarlet Witch enhanced effect, which, I mean, the metallic chaos projectile shit, like, it was cool, the little Kamehameha shit, but realistically, it's like because realistically speaking, this isn't really all that crazy. We might see this more often, just because, spoiler ahead, they did buff Scarlet Witch. So we might see Magneto a lot more now, even though we've already been seeing a lot of him already, is because of how good he is. We're gonna see him a lot more now, just because this got buffed. This team up got buffed, and then Scarlet Witch herself did get buffed, and we're gonna eventually get to her here in a bit. But Magneto overall, I think, needs a nerf. Like in general, he's really strong. Characters like Dinosaur is just completely useless in the game, and I'm not gonna lie, like I don't think this is enough for Devil Dinosaur to be in the team. As like, I don't think this is enough for Devil Dinosaur. Like, it's good that they buffed his weakest team up, but even the Punisher team up isn't really all that good either. Like, let's not pretend like it's a really good team up, because the enhanced version is just, oh, Punisher can ride on Devil Dinosaur and that's it. This is really strong. I like that they buffed the damage on it, but I feel like they should have just reverted the changes they did with Devil Dinosaur. Devil Dinosaur should have just went back to launch Devil Dinosaur and just, that's it, and then buff the team up with Jeff, and then that's it. Strange is fine, but Magneto's just really strong. The fact that Magneto's like shield is doesn't have any like health or anything, and it just blocks everything for like 2 seconds is really strong. Being able to give allies a shield, really strong. He is like the most perfect tank right now, and he's getting a buff for his team up if Scarlet Witch is on the team. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about this, because he overall needed a nerf. So Penny Parker, okay, so I'm not gonna read all this, but just know that they removed direct immobilize effect upon hitting enemies with cyber web snare. So her little like 3-second stun shit is no longer gonna be a 3-second stun shit. Now basically the first time you web somebody, it's gonna apply a web tracer that slows the enemy for 1 second for 30%. It's a 30% slow that lasts for 1 second, and the web tracer lasts for 5 seconds. So the tracer lasts for 5 seconds, the slow lasts 1 second, and it's for 30%. And if you web them again when they have the web tracer on them, then they're gonna get stunned. So they don't get stunned the first time you web them, you have to web them twice. And then they changed it, her webbing ability to be charge based, and she's gonna have 2 of them at a time. And then they reduced the bonus health cap from her webs from 200 to 150, so that's a nerf. And then this overall is a nerf. 30% slow for 1 second is like it's a giga nerf for Penny, just because it was so easy to stop ultimates like Strange and Thing, and you know, there's a lot of characters that Penny just, you know, webs and it stops you from using your ultimate, right? And you get it every 3 seconds. And even though it didn't really do anything besides stunning you for 0.7 seconds, I'm assuming 0.7 seconds is how long the stun lasts right now. The slow, I mean, it's gonna be all right, but it's not. It's I don't know. We're gonna see how fast you can shoot out the web snares, right? If you can do it instantly, like right, and then stun them right away. I mean, but even then, it's still a nerf, because you have to hit them twice. Like, for example, like if you see a Black Panther or a Spider-Man or what's your name, Cat, characters who are really fast in the game, who are really fast, you're gonna need to hit them twice. And if you miss the first one, if you just miss one, you're already screwed. Because imagine you have 2 charges, you miss the first one and then use the second one, they're only slowed, right? They're only slowed for 1 second. And then the web tracer itself does nothing, because you already missed the first charge. So you're gonna have to like basically be really good at aiming, because if you miss one of the web snare, you're cooked. So you have to land both. and it's going to be really difficult because there's a lot of characters in this game that are really fast, and just being able to hit 2 of them just to get a 0.7 second stun is very, very bad. If they made it to where, like, instead of a slow, it inflicts vulnerability for 1 second, or it inflicts like grounded for 1 second. I think if it's like, instead of slow, it was like a 1 second grounded, or a 1 second vulnerability, or a 1 second like disarmament, where it disables your primary attacks, or something. I think that would have been probably better than slow, because slow, I mean, for 1 second is nothing, right? You can still move around, you can still swing around, you can still jump around, you can still do whatever. If it was 2 seconds, then maybe it would have been like, all right, well, at least they're slowed. But slow doesn't do anything besides making them slow. So and then they nerfed her shield from her webs. So yeah, RIP Penny. You don't gotta worry about banning Penny anymore, because she's now like dead, unless they do an emergency patch and something changes. If this goes through, she's dead. Like, Penny you'll never see a Penny ever again, like ever. Rogue, increase the damage reduction multiplier while in defensive stance from 55% to 60. This is really good. This is really, really good. Increase regenerative shield capacity from 250 to 275. This is also really, really good. The defensive stance damage reduction being buffed by 5% is really strong. For me, I find it better using the Magneto team up. I see myself using the Magneto team up way more, because even though the Gambit one was really, really good, really strong for a while before season 9, the Gambit team up was really good, like really, really good. But now that they made it where you can have it whenever without Gambit on the team, they nerfed it heavily. They nerfed it before season 9, and then they nerfed it again in season 9. So it got nerfed twice, and it just doesn't feel good anymore. It helps if Gambit's on a team. If Gambit's on a team, then you just have it all around, and it's not just your basics either, it's your skills. Your skill activates the healing and the AoE damage and all that. So it feels good when Gambit's on a team. But if Gambit's not on a team, I find myself using the Magneto one, just because it's more reliable to go in there, do my skills, do my combo, and then kind of like Daredevil, where he deflects back to his teammates, you can kind of just block back to your teammates. And then obviously, like, the Magneto team up also lets you absorb a lot more damage, and then when you do the forward lunge, it does really strong damage back at them. So this is just even better for Rogue. But like I said, is this gonna make Rogue like, you know, the next Magneto? No. Like, this is what I'm talking about, right? Because yeah, I was like, oh, you know, they buff Rogue, you know, this is good, you know, but oh, they buffed the Dinosaur a little bit here and there, they buffed Strange a little bit here and there, but can he square up against like the likes of Magneto? No. Fuck no. Magneto's still S tier, bro. Everyone else just kind of went from B tier to A tier, right? And barely too, just barely, because all they did with Rogue was buff her damage reduction and her shield capacity. So she'll be able to like survive. She won't like get nuked when you pop ult, right? But Magneto is just strong as fuck, bro. He's just strong. Like, he can do everything, man. Venom. Reduced bonus health provided by symbiotic resilience from 120% of lost health to 110, so that's a nerf. and then increase Venom's swing cooldown from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. That's also a nerf, so he's getting a double nerf. He kind of needed it. Venom was too good in surviving, right? Because the whole deal with Venom is to not die. You dive in, you do a little bit of damage, you pop your symbiotic resilience, you get a shit ton of health, right? And then you swing away. You easy swing away. Back to your healers, give your healers a shit ton of energy, and then repeat the process over and over. And hopefully the DPS can like get a kill while you're taking a beating, right? But Venom was a little too good at doing that, right? At taking a lot of damage. So yeah, this was needed. This is unironically a good nerf. Yeah, the Penny one I feel like is overkill. I feel like it's, yeah, if they just removed the slow and made it like a grounded or something, I think that would have probably been better. And then if you web them again, they get immobilized. I think, I don't know, but the slow does nothing, bro. For 1 second, like Spider-Man can still swing around, BP can still dash, like what's her name, Cat can still just double jump away and spam invisibility. I mean, I guess you have to track her on them, but I don't know, like it's just. And then even if you hit both charges, it's only 0.7 seconds, so it doesn't even feel rewarding hitting both of them, unless you can like use both of them like immediately, like just double press it immediately, maybe, because then they'll be stunned and slowed at the same time. I don't know. So so that's it for the tanks. Let's go to the duelist. This is my favorite part. This is the reason why this here, all this shit that we're about to read, is the reason why this patch is so fucking garbage. Realistically it's mid, but me and the boys, I mean, this is garbage, bro. Like all this shit is garbage just because of this particular thing. So BP, when selecting to team up with Storm, reduce the area damage to enemies from 40 to 30 and increase the cooldown from 12 to 15, bro. Like holy shit, man. Just rework Panther at this point, bro. If you can't, because BP's whole thing is to do a quick succession of of damage, right? Quick succession, quick damage, just quick burst of damage, and then get the fuck out. And if you fail, then you're cooked, right? That's his weakness. And of course his other weaknesses is that of just play Thing, play Elsa, play Namor, right? Or that sort of stuff. So they nerfed the shit out of the team up, but I mean, like, yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you play BP, this, you will immediately notice this, and you're gonna notice this as well. So is Black Panther dead? No, but this is just going to keep Black Panther away from the fight for a couple seconds, right? And you have to stay in the fight a little longer because they nerfed the damage of the team up. So yeah, undeserved in my opinion, just because of how many counters there are for Black Panther specifically. But I feel like BP needs a rework alongside a lot of other characters like Mr. Fantastic and stuff like that, just because of their design, right? Cyclops, this one I don't know how I feel, because everyone kept saying that Cyclops is just not as good, and I agree that he's not as good as the other poke slop characters like Widow, Hela, and Bucky and Elsa. He's not as strong, but that doesn't mean he's garbage. Just because he's not two-shotting like all these other garbage poke slop characters doesn't mean that he's a bad character. Like, He's a really fun character, and honestly, I'd say like a lot of the poke slot characters should be more like him, right? That's how, in my opinion, all the other like poke slot like Elsa, Bucky, Hela, they should be more like Cyclops, not the other way around. Cyclops shouldn't go up to be like Elsa, Bucky, Hela. Everyone else should go down to be like Cyclops. But this is not the case. So, increased cooldown reduction provided by the ricochet force by per optic blast hit from 0.15 seconds to 0.25 seconds. Okay. When selecting the team up with Gambit, increase the concussive beam attack frequency boost from 10% to 15%. So there you go. Faster attack speed and increased cooldown reduction for the ricochet force. So there you go. Not the craziest thing. The increase in concussive beam attack frequency, I'm gonna have to test this one out because I prefer the Jean Grey damage over time one. It's just slightly more reliable. Alright, Elsa Bloodstone. When selecting the team up with Devil Dinosaur, reduce the health of an activated smoky snare trap from 100 to 50 and its control duration from 150 to 1.2 seconds. So this is good. This is a good nerf. However, this is one of this only covers one of many things that needed to be nerfed. We needed more dialogue here. This is decent. Also, I don't like that it says that it's when it's activated. It should just be in general. The smoky snare trap health should go down from 150, but it says of an activated smoke. Like I don't know if this is like once you get trapped, it's easier to get away, because when Elsa throws out a trap, right, you can still shoot it. You have like a second to shoot it down. If not, it's invincible and invisible, right? We'll have to wait and see if this means that it's easier to shoot down the moment like she throws it out. But for sure, this means that if you get trapped, it'll be easier to destroy it. It'll be easier to destroy, and it won't last as long. So there you go. But we needed more. We needed more nerfs for Elsa Bloodstone. In my opinion, she's really, really strong. She can get away really easily. Her mobility is really strong. Her damage is really strong. Her ultimate is really strong. Her team up is really, really strong. Ironically enough, she has essentially her best team up, which is the trap, the AoE trap, requires Devil Dinosaur, which is a garbage character. So that in of itself is a nerf, because if you have Devil Dinosaur on your team with Elsa, you're kind of throwing just because of the fact that you have Devil Dinosaur on the team, right? You're just throwing. So that in of itself, like, funny enough, is a nerf. But all jokes aside, this is a good nerf, but we needed more. We needed reduced damage. We needed more. We needed increased cooldowns, or we needed like a higher. The cooldowns needed to get nerfed, right? We needed something. Her ultimate is really boo boo easy, right? I mean, it's like, yeah, you can shoot it down or whatever, but it's like the fact that you can just walk up to somebody and ult them in the face and then pick up the whole team and just kill everybody. It's like, come on, bro. Like, it's just, yeah, Elsa is too strong, bro. This is a good nerf, but we needed more, and I don't see more. So yeah, sucks to suck. Hela. When selecting the team up with Namor, reduce Undead Monstro single hit damage from 15 to 10. This is a good nerf as well. But the same thing with Elsa. Even though it is a good nerf, this is one of many, or one of multiple things that needed to get nerfed. So even though this is a good nerf, Hella does too much damage, and the fact that her bird is omnidirectional now is really strong. She has no real weakness, right? She just stays with her supports, and then she just snipes everybody. Who needs a sniper in the game when you can just 2-tap with Hella across the map, right? So same thing. This is a decent nerf, right? The squids were annoying, even though you can shoot them down. It's still annoying. It's still annoying. Good nerf, but we needed more nerfs, so not enough. Slap on the wrist nerf. Moon Knight adjusted Crescent, Dart, and Moonblade bounce damage decay from 30% to 20% per bounce. When selecting the team up with Cloak and Dagger, reduce Luminous Moon cooldowns from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. 15 seconds to 12 seconds. Base effect, increase dash duration from 0.3 seconds to 0.35 seconds, and dash distance from 12 meters to 15. So it's a 3 meter range increase. Enhanced effect, Moon Knight gains a 3-second healing effect of 20 health per second after leaving the phased state. So you get what, 60 health just for leaving the phased state. So in a way, this is kind of similar to that of I'm not too familiar with the Moon Knight Cloak and Dagger team up. I just know that it's kind of similar to that of like his old school team up with him and Blade. That him and Blade had a team up with Cloak and Dagger where they would create like a little cloud, and they would essentially get like healed. They would get healed inside of it, and I believe they were invisible too if you didn't shoot. So yeah, they made it better. They basically gave him a better mobility ability when with the Cloak and Dagger team up. But I still believe that having a second Ankh as a trap is still pretty decent. So I mean, at least now you can like just pick whatever. I think they're both good now. But yeah, so there you go. Phoenix, increase the damage dealt. Okay, so Phoenix, this is the part where I just don't understand. I don't know why they love Phoenix so much. Increase the damage dealt when detonating sparks from 35 to 40, and increase the area damage from 12 to 15. I don't know why. Again, the Cyclops thing, right? I would assume people are saying that Phoenix is just not as strong as the other poke slap characters, but in that case, the really strong poke slap characters like Elsa, Hela, and Bucky should get nerfed down to Phoenix and Cyclops' level. I think that would have been a better approach over simply buffing Phoenix and Cyclops up to the likes of the slop that we have currently with Widow, Bucky, Hela, Elsa, right? So, but that's not the case. Instead, we're getting buffs for a lot of these poke slap characters. So her damage from detonating and AoE going up. When selecting the team up with Rogue, increased telekinetic beatdown damage dealt from 45 to 55. In my opinion, people are still not going to use this. This team up is garbage. That I will say. Her Rogue Fire Fist shit is still garbage. It's not good. It's still garbage even after this. It's a 10 point damage buff. It's still garbage. No one likes this shit. It's stupid. It doesn't do anything. The Hela team up is just way better. It slows. It roots you in place. It does healing reduction. And it does damage on top of that. It's just really good crowd control. No one likes this shit. This shit sucks ass. That I will say. Even with this buff, it still sucks ass. But this was completely unnecessary, right? Because we're just talking about like, this is just the team up, but this is just her overall damage, which is just not something they should have touched at all. They should have just, if this did not exist and they just put this, I would have been like, all right. I don't think she deserves a buff, but I mean, this I can understand. But no, they increased her damage on top of that, so completely unnecessary. Logan, this is really stupid too. Berserker Rage adjustment. Increase rage gained per hit taken from 5 to 8. Adjust rage decay timer from starting after 4 seconds of no rage gain to after 5 seconds. So this means that if once you hit max, right? This basically means that you get more rage the more you get hit. 5 to 8, and then so currently after 4 seconds it starts to decay. Now it's after 5 seconds it starts to decay. Okay, and at maximum rage, reduce the decay rate from 15 per second to 10 per. Bro, this is ridiculous, bro. All this shit is ridiculous, because this basically makes it to where you're staying in berserker stage for your perma berserker rage. Because even if 5 seconds go by and your rage starts to decay, it's only gonna start decaying 10 per second instead of 15, bro. And that's after 5 seconds. 5 seconds is a long time, bro, of you not being in combat, right? And then on top of that, as you're taking damage, you gain rage. You gain more rage just for getting hit now. Yeah, this is ridiculous. They basically want Wolverine to permanently be in berserker rage throughout the whole fight, right? The only time your berserker rage is gonna go down to 0 is after a team fight. Whether you lose or you win, that's the only time berserker rage is gonna go away. But the moment you guys are in a team fight, this is essentially your berserker rage is always gonna be activated. Which Wolverine, I mean, fuck, bro, he's a decent character, bro. Like, he's a decent character. Like, I don't play him as much, but he's a really good character. Like, he gets his ult really fast. He gets his ult really fast, man. And because you're permanently in berserker rage, his ultimate is just gonna one shot everybody. Just, oh yeah. All right. Scarlet Witch. When selecting a team up with Doctor Strange, base effect, the ability has an 8-second cooldown and a 8-second duration. When activated, Chthonian Burst is replaced with Mystic Burst, allowing magic missiles to be fired freely with no energy cost. Okay. So, they changed it to where this is her old team up, where you just press the button and then for a certain duration you can just hold both the multi-key blast one and then her R2, right, where it's the auto basic one. So they basically swapped it to be her old team up, which I guess is better, because in order to the way it works now is you have to use your primary to build up charge for the Mystic Burst, which is the team up, right? The multi-hit one. Now it's just a button you press. You press the button and you go crazy for 8 seconds. Okay, so there you go. And then the enhanced effects becomes a toggle type ability. When toggled on, Mystic Burst replaces Chthonian Burst, allowing magic missiles to be fired freely with no energy cost. So basically it's permanent and you don't have to worry about energy or nothing. So if Strange is on a team, which he's gonna be on the team quite frequently now because they buffed him, and Scarlet Witch is gonna be on the team because she's got frequently buffed, this is going to be really strong. Scarlet Witch is going to be, she's not going to be meta, but she's definitely going to be a character that you're going to see more often. Like, she climbed up a whole tier, I would say. She went from like C tier. I want to say if Strange is on a team, she's A tier. If Strange is not on the team, she's B tier. If Strange is not on the team, she's B tier. If Strange is on a team, she's A tier. Yeah, and that's just me predicting. Like, the fact that you can just toggle it on and then just hold down the buttons and you have this shit permanently, and then that's it. Like, you're gonna be getting your ult so fast, right? And then on top of that, like, it's just really easy to play Scarlet Witch. So we'll see what ends up happening, but yeah, this is a really good buff. I don't think she's gonna be broken, but she's definitely gonna be a lot more better. Strategist. When selecting the team up with Magneto, oh, this is Gambit, my bad. When selecting the team up with Magneto, adjust the launch out frequency of the spell field from 0.5 seconds to 1 second. This is really good. I hate this team up playing against him because this is really good. This is really good, bro. If this shit is on the ground, you essentially cannot. It's just a domain expansion. You cannot enter that shit, right? You cannot enter it. So it was really strong. But now they kind of made it like Wanda, where the pushback is every second instead of every 0.5 seconds. So this is really good. It's still good. It's just not as good, right? Jubilee. Increase energy plasmoid single hit damage from 10 to 11 and single hit healing from 14 to 15. We gotta wait and see exactly how it looks in game, but this, for me, the way I'm thinking about it now is this is actually really strong, because even though it is 1 point damage, this is pretty much what they did with Punisher. And Punisher pretty much, when they did this similar thing with Punisher's auto rifle, his AR, they increased the damage by 1 point, and that 1 point was enough for Punisher to go up 1 tier up above, right, from where he was. So the fact that she's going to be healing more and she's going to be doing a lot more damage, in my opinion, she already does really decent damage. The healing, is not as good as like an Invis or Cloak and Daggers, but I think this is going to help out a lot for sure. So Jubilee, and now that the hood is out, it's gonna be GG's, bro. Jubilee is gonna be really strong. She's not broken. You can still dive her as. Like, Jubilee is the easiest character to dive, in my opinion. If you play like BP, you can easily kill Jubilee, like, no problem. Loki, increase missile projectile speed from 100 to 120. So yeah, his projectiles are just gonna fly faster. Borderline hit scan, right? Borderline hit scan. So this is really good for Loki. Loki is still really strong. Like, you probably don't see him a lot because he is a harder character to play compared to everyone else. He's still probably the hardest strategist to play, besides I want to say Adam, right? Because Adam, you have to be really good landing your shots in order to get your heals. So, but yeah, I'd say Loki is probably the hardest strategist to learn. This is just gonna help him out a little bit. White Fox, reduce the energy cost of Kumiho Unleashed, her ultimate ability, from 4800 to 4300. After casting, automatically apply the Blessed by the 9 effect to all allies within a 10 mile radius. Or 10 meter, not 10 mile, 10 meter radius for 3 seconds. This is really good. This is a really strong change that they did for White Fox, because not only are you going to get your ult much faster, but it's going to be a strong burst of buff. It's going to be, you're going to give your allies a strong buff for 3 seconds too. Like, giving everybody Blessed of the 9 for 3 seconds as soon as you pop your ult is going to be really good, bro. Like, that's going to be really strong. It's going to enable a lot of characters. But White Fox is you gotta watch out for White Fox. You really gotta respect White Fox now. On Friday, when this patch hits, you have to respect White Fox. especially when she's about to ult, because she can very much pop this, give the Bless of the Nine to like all your DPSs and shit, and it's GG for your team. It's low-key kind of like a mini it's gonna give your allies like a 3-second gambit ult almost, essentially. So you gotta look out for that. You gotta respect it. So yeah, I'd say overall pretty mid, questionable patch. Elsa, Hela, Phoenix, Wolverine, whatchamacallit, Magneto, Penny, just very questionable. Like, either they didn't nerf them enough, some of them got buffed for no reason, and Penny just got nuked unnecessarily. Like, yeah, she's strong, Penny's strong, she gets picked a lot, she gets picked a lot, yes, but this is just gonna straight up kill the character. Like, that's the one thing about rivals, or that's the one thing about NetEase and Xiong that they don't understand. Like, doing these types of nerf, you're not doing anything with these nerfs. All you're doing with these nerfs is killing the character. That's all you're gonna do. Like, you're just killing the character. You're not making them fair. You're not doing this and that. You're not nerfing them properly. You're just straight up killing the character. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.